guys, welcome back for another Hot Toys review and unboxing. Today is going to be the Scoot Trooper and speeder bike from Star Wars The Mandalorian. I should also say that it comes with another Grogu figure, so if you want to recreate that scene from the Season 1 finale, you can. It was actually a fun scene. I mean, it's typical from Taika Waititi's humor. But I gotta say that when IG-11 showed up and killed those guys, I mean, I was happy. I mean, one of them had hurt Grogu. You don't do that. You don't hurt Grogu. I mean, he's so nice, he's so cute. You don't do that. It's Grogu, come on. Well, anyway, let's talk about the box. The box has the same design as the other Star Wars Collectibles boxes, which means you have a black box with pictures of the figure on it, along with the Star Wars logo. For Hot Toys ones, at least the recent ones, you also have a colored strip. For the Mandalorian figures, it's an orange strip. The box is quite big, as you can see. I mean, it comes with speeder, so it has to be big. It's the second speeder that Hot Toys has released so far. The first one being Darth Maul's speeder from Phantom Menace, but more are on the way. The swoop bike from The Mandalorian, Season 1 and Season 2. But also the stab from the Clone Wars. And if you have watched the Sideshow Con, you can see that on display there was another speeder bike, but this time from the Return of the Jedi, so it's brown instead of white, and a stab from the Phantom Menace. So it's brown instead of blue and gray and white. So I mean, it's repaints, but I mean, I'm not going to say no to more speeders, obviously. I wish they had made Rey speeder, because it's such a cool design, really. Well, anyway, let's open this figure and see what's inside. As usual, when you open the box, first you have another promotional picture of the figure, and then you have the figure itself. As you can see, you also have the Star Wars logo here, and the figure, Grogu, and some accessories. We'll talk about them later. And under that you have the speeder bike along with the display bases. So now let's take a closer look at these. Before using the figure or the speeder, just read the instruction sheet. They explain how to assemble the speeder. It can be tricky for the handle grips and the magnets for the foot pedals, so just be careful. As you can see, this set comes with different hands, a blaster pistol, a satchel, Grogu, the Scoot Trooper, of course, the speeder bike, and two different display bases. One for the speeder bike and the other for the Scoot Trooper. So if you want to just display your Scoot Trooper with the other figures, you can, because it comes with a base. It's the same base that you get with the Scoot Troopers separately, and I think it's great that Hot Toys gave collectors an option. If you want the Trooper with the speeder, you can get it, but if you also want just the Trooper, you can have it. The speeder has a price, obviously, and it does take some place in your collection, so there are collectors who just want the Trooper, and they can get it at a much better price, obviously. First, let's talk about the display bases. I do have some things to say about them. Here's the display base for the Scout Trooper. There is the nameplate with the Star Wars logo. And as for the base itself, you may have encountered this one before if you own several of the recent Star Wars figures. Hot Toys has been giving it to both Mandalorian figures, Commander Cody, Crates Luke Skywalker. I believe there might have been a few others. There will be more upcoming figures with this stand, like the Mandalorian from Season 2. It's the same standard base for all these figures, but with a different paint. For the Mandalorian, it's Tatooine Sand. For Cody, it's Utapau Sand. Here it's Navarro. And for Luke Skywalker, it was the Salt of Crate. In terms of texture, it's great. It feels like a sand environment. But there's a small problem with this stand. It's the footprints. Just remove these footprints. It would be so much better. Because when you display the figure, it's, doesn't look very good unless you put the foot exactly where the footprints are. So really, Hot Toys, please consider fixing this stand. And I mean, if you want to use it a dozen times, I wouldn't mind. It's good, but the footprints aren't. Really, just update this, please. It would be so much better. And now the display base for the speeder bike. So as you can see, it's a rocky and sandy environment, and really, even for this one, like I said, the texture is great. It's a great texture, but the footprints, no thanks. About this, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I like this, and I believe they will be using this one for upcoming speeders. I mean, it's good, you just have to repaint it the way you need for the character. Now let's take a look at the satchel. It's nice. As you can see, you can either put it on the trooper or on the speeder bike, and you can obviously put Grogu in it. We'll do that later. Then you have this small blaster. You can see it's painted all black, but it still has some details. Here's the Grogu figure. Well, it's the same as you get with the Mandalorian figure from Season 1, but with the Beskar armor. Except that you get a different facial expression. It's really the expression he has when IG-11 is on the speeder bike. So if you have him, you can definitely use the satchel and this figure to recreate that scene. I mean, I don't mind that we keep getting Grogu figures, but at one point I think we will have an army of Grogu, which will be a bit weird, but that's fine. You can't really say no to Grogu. Well, now let's take a closer look at the speeder. The first thing I have to say about the speeder is that it's so light. I really didn't expect it to be that way. Even the box is heavier than the speeder, but I think it's a good thing that they used light material for it, because when you have it displayed with the base, you don't have to worry if it's too heavy for the base, or if it's going to fall off if you let it like that. It won't happen, it's not a problem there. So really Hot Toys has done a beautiful work with this speeder. As you can see, there's a lot of revving all over the vehicle. It's really good. I mean, with Hot Toys it's always all about the details. It's a beautiful work. You can move the handle grips like this. You can also move the upper part or the middle part like this. There's also a lot of detail and great work done with the controls. As you can see, it's really good. Yes, it's simple, but it's so good. You can also move the foot pedals, the back pedals too. As you can see, there's also a lot of detail there. I mean, it's Hot Toys, obviously. You can also move this like that. Always be careful and move them the way they say it on the instruction sheet, because it's actually a fragile piece. So really be careful when handling the speeder. I have to say I'm happy they went with the version from the Mandalorian first and not from Return of the Jedi. I mean, I love the brown version from Return of the Jedi, but I do have a preference for the white version, and I'm just so glad they made this. And the Scoot Trooper too. The Scoot Trooper is one of my favorite designs from the original trilogy, so finally having a Hot Toys figure from this trooper, I'm so happy about this. Speaking of the Scoot Trooper, let's take a closer look at the figure. Hot Toys has done another great job with the Scoot Trooper. I really love the revving they have done on him. It feels like he has actual dirt on his armor, and it's pretty great. Let's take a closer look to see the revving. Like I said, the revving is great. You can really see it here, how beautiful it is. You have the thermal detonator here. You can also remove it if you want. And yes, the helmet is like that in Return of the Jedi and in the Mandalorian. With Hot Toys, it's all about the details. This figure also has a great articulation range, like this. And like I said on my review of the Clone Trooper, fabric under the armor is important for the articulation range. It's really important because you can first move the figure correctly, and also it won't be damaged with time. So yeah, always do fabric. And that's a shame that they did plastic for the Death Trooper and the First Order Stormtroopers. It's really a shame, but I'm glad that now they only do fabric instead of plastic under the armor. You can put the pistol in the holster like this, and since I am showing you the knee pads, well, let me explain you the little difference between the Scoot Troopers from the Mandalorian and the Scoot Troopers from Return of the Jedi. It's the knee pads. In the Mandalorian, the knee pads are upside down. You know, it's just a little thing, but here it is. They've done it on figure 2. Now let's try to pose the figure on the speeder. Here's the Scoot Trooper with this satchel and Grogu inside. The satchel actually has wires, so you can position it the way you want. Like that, or like that. Let's try other poses. Here's another pose, this time with the blaster in his hand and the satchel attached to the back of the speeder. It works with a magnet once again. Let's try something else. Here's another pretty cool shot with the speeder. You have a lot of possibilities to display this figure, whether it is with the speeder, Grogu, or simply on its display base. It's up to you. As I mentioned earlier, there are magnets to insert in the foot pedals, which means you have magnets in the feet of the trooper. I want to talk about it because it's really helpful to pose the figure and have the feet stay on the pedals. If you have IG-11, he also has magnets in his feet, which means you can display him with the speeder if you want to. So that's another possibility to use the speeder. I'm really satisfied with this set. Hot Toys has done another incredible job with it. The speeder bike is a beautiful piece. The Scoot Trooper is great too. I love the revering they have done on him. And you get another Grogu figure. It's pretty cool, right? So I definitely recommend this set. Obviously, if you just want the Scoot Trooper, you can pick it up separately. It's a great figure on its own too. You can read the full review on our Future of the Force website. You can get the link in the description down below. Thanks again for watching. I will be back very soon with other unboxings. My next unboxings will be Rescue or Rey Skywalker. I will be receiving them very soon. And please subscribe to our channel. Thanks again. Bye!